yes, sir, bro. Welcome back to the Bengals video. We got a mock draft here after the national championship. And, we're looking at this first pick. And I'm looking at Fernando Mendoza. And, if I was the Raiders, I was really thinking about this. Would I take him over any other than the past six number one overall picks that were quarterbacks? And I don't know if I would. But, I mean, like, there really is no quarterback. But, like, I wouldn't be happy. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but I think he needs time to develop. But he's going to be the first pick here.
All right. The Jets. The Jets are trash. They take Arbel Reese. Because he's like a super, super strong, very good player, bro. Very athletic, all that stuff. Jets need some talent.
The Cardinals, they're an interesting team. They've got a lot of positions of need. And, like, honestly, they could stand to improve anywhere. But honestly, seeing, for, I guess, positional value, and then just, I guess, I don't really think their solution to quarterback is going to come in this draft. I think that they might as well wait. It's not pressing enough of an issue that they would need to reach on anybody here. So honestly, I think they just go ahead and get a tackle like Francis Mauigoa, who's shown his worth and value in this college football playoffs and is at like that's a premium position. So if you're able to get a guy who is of that skill level for that caliber of pick, and you don't have like any pressing needs at quarterback, I think, it's a good idea to go and lock down your tackle position. And now they'll hopefully have a franchise tackle duo between him and Paris Johnson, and maybe they can actually, it's important to keep your young quarterback upright when they inevitably do get rid of Kyler Murray. We've seen players like Bo Nix where he's put into an environment with a great O-line, and he's able to develop a lot quicker and kept upright. So
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix mentioned.
Bo Nix, bro, that might have been one of the most heartbreaking things I've ever read, bro.
If you laughing, bro, I hate you. Thanks.
But sometimes, he's gonna come back this championship, bro. He's gonna come back, bro. He's gonna have some nice little yummy things to eat before the game. He's gonna numb him down a little bit.
Yeah.
So he's gonna come back. He's gonna go ball out, bro.
He might be like folded on the field, like he starts like stuttering forward a couple steps and then falls to the ground. But he's gonna get back up. He's gonna be able to play.
Don't get him hurt.
All right, well, moving on to this Titans pick here. I think if you were to ask me, this is a blue chip guy. He just has to stay healthy. And that's Jordan Tyson. I feel like he is an absolute baller. He has elite size. He's explosive. He has a good contested catch rate. He is an amazing route runner. All the little quirks that you want from a receiver, he does. He gets in corners, blind spots. He can cut off his bandage routes really well. He knows how to move with his quarterback. This dude is a baller. He just has to stay healthy.
Bro, no way I'm lying here for the Giants, bro. Yeah, there's no way I'm lying. I ain't gonna lie.
Deep breath.
Cause like you know what I'm saying? Spencer Fano, he's pretty good, but like he's a left tackle, Andrew Thomas pretty good. All right. I think they say Caleb Downs here, bro, because he's pretty good, and like I don't like nobody here, and I would gladly have Caleb Downs on my team.
Baller.
Not too bad. How about yourself?
What's up, Pierce?
All right. Hold on. It's loading for me. There we go. All right. So we got the Browns pick. The Browns are also another team that have some semblance of what they want to do at quarterback, but they have nothing else anywhere else.
So,
yeah, exactly. They have someone elite like Shedeur.
Yes, sir.
And then, so what do you do here? You kind of look over the prospects you have and you think about what they need most direly. And I think more than anything, if they're going to run with what they have, they need to give their young quarterback somebody to throw to. And this is who I think is still the consensus number one wide receiver in this class with Carnell Tate. You know, he's shown time in and time out his ability to create. He gets so much, his, you know, a beautiful catchability, catching traffic. It is everything the right way. And, you know, we've seen these guys, both Ohio State and his archetype of receivers thrive in the NFL. So that's where I want to see him.
Bro, man, Shedeur thrown to a real receiver, bro.
All right, so Commanders here. We'll go off the little national championship hype here. Ruben Bain. He's been great. He is strong by every single definition of the word. He is strong. He has a motor like crazy. He is going to get after the quarterback. He's probably going to be already an elite edge setter at the run game. He maybe could come down and play in the 3-tech. We'll see what teams will want to value with him. He's a great player. We all saw it during this playoff run. The only question is like the arm length. Can you really keep him outside because of that? So I mean, I think he should be a top 10 pick no matter what. Though.
Like the Saints, I go lie. I do like Jeremiah Love here because what's it called? Even because like Alvin Kamara's probably like gonna not play no more, but I'm not gonna pick him because of his circumstances. I'll take David Bailey here. You know what I'm saying? Cam Jordan's getting old, and pass rush is really important in the NFL. And, you know, David Bailey can do that.
Yeah, facts, all true. You know, obviously the only pick to appease Mr. Pinson would have to be the one and only, the Jeremiah Love. Yeah. I mean, you know, the pick does make sense. He is far and above the best back in the draft in a position of dire need for the Chiefs. So just makes sense on all standpoints.
Thanks, Pacheco.
Yeah, but, I mean, you know, he was a good little story, but
Pacheco was the worst running back in the NFL.
Well, Bengals here. I'm kind of mad right now. You know, they're taking all my picks, bro. Do I want to go with another edge that didn't really produce that much? And Shamar Stewart hasn't been that great.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're taking another gamble. I don't know, man.
I think, you know, you're gonna have to take a gamble here. And I'm gonna go with Peter Woods.
Let's go pick.
I think he's uber athletic. He has the potential to be like a top 5 at his position if he's developed right. And I think it's too early to give him on Shamar Stewart too. You know, I think coming into the draft, I think he was someone you knew had to develop a bit. And, you know, I think that just whole contract thing just really did not help. I think he's going to have a much better year too. But Peter Woods, great talent, an amazing 2024 season, kind of mediocre 2025 season, but his physical traits are there. So I think that's the pick for the Bengals here.
All right. Dolphins. Honestly, right here, they do need a cornerback. I ain't gonna lie. But Gerald McCoy's not playing. So I think they take Maxwell Delane, who's a pretty good cornerback, and he's healthy. So there you go.
Yep, makes sense. I guess continue on this trend of horrible defenses that can't do anything right and are chuds and terrible. You know, just looking over the Cowboys defense, you could probably draft someone at any position and they could contribute pretty heavily. So, but with that being said, you know, after the loss of Trayvon Diggs, and then, you know, Siobhan Ravel has started to evolve, or at least get more play time and look good. But, you know, I still don't think they have a good or deep cornerback room. So I think they go ahead and get Jamal McCoy, who has shown, you know, he had his flash. He had an amazing sophomore season. He's been hurt, and obviously that should be, you know, taken into account, but I think that he is such a high level contributor and he's got such a high ceiling as a corner at such a heavy position of need for them. I think it's just, the right pick for them at this time.
You have to take both the corners for my pick, bro.
Yeah. What are the Rams going to do, man?
Hey, they're going to Kobe Durant, bro. They're fine.
Facts. And Witherspoon.
Witherspoon's like 75, though.
When I'm looking at this, I'm like, there's a lot of players here. I think I'm just going to go with the fun pick here. I'm going to go Makai Lemon here. Devontae Adams getting old. You're going to need someone to replace him eventually. And why not get someone on the other side? Puka is also a great separator in space. I think he's going to be really good in that Sean McVay offense, who can take people that are not the most best athletes, but really take advantage of their skill sets. You see that with Puka. So I think Makai Lemon would be a really good fits for Sean McVay's offense. And, later down the road, like 2 years from now, when Devontae old, he's going to step up. I mean, he's going to be a contributor immediately, but yeah, that's my pick right there.
All right. The Ravens really got out to a bad start because their defense was pretty bad. So I think they take Cedric Falk here. Because, Mike Green hasn't been what he was like, what he was supposed to be. And, you just really need help on that D-line to make it easier for your cornerbacks and everything.
Yeah. So here we go. We're faced with the Bucks here. Bucks are a weird team. I don't really know why exactly. They didn't perform as well as expected this year. I think it's a combination of Baker Mayfield regression and, obviously some defensive drawbacks. But I think that they're not that bad of a team, and I think that people think Carolina's about to go and rule the division now, and I just don't think that's true. So I think they do need to shore up that defensive line, and I think, I actually believe in a lot of the guys on that defensive line, but someone who's been kind of shooting up these draft boards recently, I think could definitely play in the rotation and was a position of need when they were drafting last year, and I don't think they filled the hole, but they go ahead and get Caleb Banks here. Just keep shoring up that defensive line and, take a chance on a prospect who's been rising up the draft boards recently.
Well, I'm going to come here to New York Jets, and, I'm gonna take a quick peek at the quarterbacks and see Ty Simpson and Trent Chambliss, but I think these are both probably second round, late first guys. If I really want to, I can use my super high second, trade into the first, kind of like what happened with Jackson Dart last year. So I wouldn't really consider that. Instead, I'm just going to go for another Ohio State guy who's just amazing. Sonny Styles is an absolute baller. He's got one of the best frames you'll see for a linebacker. He's probably going to be one of the best coverage linebackers even when getting into the league. We see them going downhill. In that game against Miami, Sam had multiple TFLs that game. He was really blowing up plays. He did miss a tackle there on Mark Fletcher. That boy was hooping during the CFP, so I can't even blame him that much. So I think Sonny Styles is the pick here, get him with Arvell Reese and, just get two of the best college defenders.
Lions. I said this in past, bro, that their O-line is what defines them. And the reason they did not make the playoffs is because the O-line wasn't where it was supposed to be. Say take Fanduel, they're very happy at.
Yeah, the Vikings, they're another, I think they're a really similar team to the Buccaneers in my eye, where it's not like they have they have holes, but not huge major holes on their team, and it's more of a quarterback kind of just a weird season issue. So with that being said, I think they should continue to, shore up that offensive line and protect that guy. And Chris Darrisaw is a stud and is hurt a lot. And their other tackle, obviously their backup tackle and the other tackle aren't as good. So I think they go ahead and take Spencer Fano here and, just keep trying to protect 9, make sure he stays upright and is able to actually develop and perform.
So you're gonna have to have a talk with the Lions at pick 17
Wait,
and see if they want to
wait,
trade them.
bro. It's because I'm at the gym and and I saw the Utah logo and I saw the tackle. Um, yeah, we'll just edit all that out, and then I'm gonna say, and they pick Caleb Lomu.
Oh, bro. Sometimes I be hearing words wrong, Pierce. That's on me, bro. My fault.
Exactly. Yeah, my bad. My bad. I should pronunciate.
Panthers, who got a cold quarterback by the name of Bryce Young. He's tough. Um, I think low key, if I was the Panthers, I really want to create that defense, obviously. But I think it comes with stopping the run. I don't think they had a really good job stopping the run this year. So I want Katie McDonald here. I know you already got a dog interior, but I mean, I think having two interior dogs just makes it so that you cannot run inside. And I feel like this is a good linebacker class where you can wait, like, because I was really considering C.J. Allen here, but you can wait for a Josiah Trotter type, Torian York. Like these guys were ballers. I mean, yeah, he was pretty good too. Like second, third round guy. Jake Holday wasn't that bad, but Anthony Hill might be in the same round. Like I think there's a couple second round linebackers where I would maybe rather go with the interior D lineman than the linebacker there.
Who the Cowboys take? The
40s? They took corner. Jerome McCoy.
All right. Well, I was considering Avion Terrell, but not anymore. Then C.J. Allen right here, Georgia linebacker. Linebackers middle of the defense. Wow. Oh yeah, C.J. Allen dog. Thanks.
He is a dog.
We go into the Steelers, and they struggle in a lot of things, to say the least. So I think they just they go and try to continue to strengthen, I guess, everything. And when you need, I guess, help, or I think more importantly, they need to, find an answer for all the age that they have on this team. This has got to be one of the older teams in the league, and a lot of their players are nearing retirement. I think the most pressing of that is definitely the cornerback room, with all, that is the UNC squad out there. So they go and shore that up and get someone to play across from Joey Porter. I think that's would make it really strong. So with that, I think they do go with Avian Terrell here.
That's a good pick.
So all the talk is about how Herbert got no protection. So I think the Chargers gotta go fix that.
Okay.
They're gonna go get my dog from Penn State.
Josh.
I thought he was pretty good this year. I think it is very important to protect Justin Herbert. You're gonna get your two tackles back, upgrade that interior, maybe spend a little money in free agency too. John Harbaugh's whole identity is I want to pound that rock. I mean, we're gonna see if McDaniels changes that anyhow. I mean, maybe you could see a Casey Concepcion guy go here. We know he loves speed. I could see him go there due to that hiring. But I think for now, you're just going to shore up the O-line.
All right, Eagles here. Look, you don't know what's happening with A.J. Brown. And Jalen Hurts was not that good. So I think they take Casey Concession here. Someone that can really help Hurts out. And help field position out also, which is a bonus. So, yeah.
That's cool. The Browns, once again, they already took a receiver early in the draft. Yeah, so they have that figured out, and I think they just go ahead and continue to strengthen. You could build on what they have kind of already done here, and I think step towards that is getting after that quarterback. I think this guy. Honestly, I think he's fallen in my eyes. I think he'd be a lot higher personally. But they go ahead and get Cassius Howe and make that really one of the more threatening D-lines in the league.
Bears here. I mean, that D-line's pretty bad. I would probably go something in the interior of it. Christian Miller is good. Lee Hunter, Amon Moden was absolute baller during that game. Dominique Orange, I really like. Skylar Gill Howard. There's a lot of dudes I like, but today we're just gonna keep it simple. Christian Miller, the really big guy. He started like playing really well as a late. And that Georgia defense kind of just had that flip after that Ole Miss game, even though they later lost Ole Miss. But after Ole Miss game, that Georgia defense is looking a lot more like a Georgia defense, and it was a lot of thanks to him.
All right, the Bills. I ain't gonna lie. That run defense isn't that good, but Josh Allen had like 75 turnovers. Who knows if that's like the defense of the Broncos just too good, or maybe you don't got receivers to throw to. Like, Cole's kind of trash. So they say Denzel Boston. It's a big target. Josh Allen.
I mean, Gabe Mitchell.
The 49ers, the 49ers is now a death trap to go work at. If I was a player, I would not want to go play there. I don't want to like tear every bone and muscle. Yeah, they're literally like melt them with radiation. So, but that being said, I think the no position group has been hurt more than their wide receivers because of this. I think obviously, we've seen Brandon Ayuk been out. He might never play. Like, people are saying that he might never play another snap for the 49ers again, which I don't know if that's true, but obviously this injury's been pretty intense. Ricky Pearsall's also always, hurt or not always hurt. Obviously he had his unfortunate accident happen, but I just don't think that they ever have consistent enough pass catchers there for them. So we can go to the receivers. Yeah. You know what, honestly, this might be a bit of a reach, but I think this guy
don't do it, Pierce.
has a shot up and deserves the hype. I think.
Pierce.
Why?
Just do it, Pierce.
It's an elite pick. We're picking Elijah Surratt, man.
You know what? I'm like Elijah Surratt. He's a good player, but I don't think he's a first-round talent type of guy. I don't think he can separate that well. I mean, if you look at all of his catches, they're all contested. I think he's like he can get you that contested catches, but I think his numbers were a little inflated this year. Had a lot of touchdowns, but like he's just a guy I just don't see separating that well. And we just saw what happened with Keon Coleman.
Yeah, well, I think a Shanahan offense is a lot more conducive to that kind of. I think that he can disguise those kind of issues better, and I'm trying to switch it up a little bit.
Margaret.
All right, Pierce. You tell me what you want, bro.
I don't know. You know the ball here, bro. I want to hear. I want to hear what you think.
Well, if I'm the Texans here, I'm looking at the board. Trade between two people. Got Caden Proctor and Emmanuel Pregnon here. And I think if I'm the Texans, I want someone who's not going to be a project. I'm taking Emmanuel Pregnon here. I think I want the more consistent player. I like Caden Proctor a lot, but I feel like he's someone who needs maybe a year or a really good O-line coach. I feel like throwing him into that Texans O-line is kind of just throwing him into the wolves, which, I mean, he could ball out, but I think I would go with the more fundamentally stable player.
Yeah.
Corner or no? The Kyle Lemon.
All right.
Back.
Well, towards the end of the draft, honestly, I think they tried Ty Simpson here because I think he is probably more pro ready than Trinidad is, and it's just his style fits whatever the Rams are doing there right now better. And, you start off to see a strong, so I mean, with development, he could get there again.
Oregon, they just need to keep building around. Oregon, bro, Patriots, they need to go out there and build around their young QB.
No.
I think, you do that by getting them pass catchers. I think if they go and select Kenyon Sadiq here, they're doing what's best for the future of their team. He doesn't even have to play a huge role. I think he has potential to be, on the same kind of track as like a Colston Loveland, where he kind of like takes reps behind some older players at first. And Hunter Henry has a solid tight end room to teach behind and then learn behind, and then he's able to burst on the scene as a premier pass catcher for Drake May.
Oh, we were so close, Pierce.
See how it is, Pierce.
Sorry.
Kenyon Sadiq is a freak of nature. If this dude's here for the Broncos, bro, I will gladly take him. He has like a 41.5-inch vert. He runs to 23 miles per hour. This dude is insane, athletically wise. Look at the Broncos pick now here. No. I think receivers, there's nobody I really like. Omar Cooper, he's cool. Jacoby Lane. It's all like second, third round guys, though. I don't really see nobody that's jumping out as a first round guy. Maybe Chris Bell if he didn't tear his ACL. Running backs, I mean, if you don't bring back JK, but I think it's too early for one still. Tight ends, I mean, I think, it's just too early for a lot of these positions. So that's the only one really here is linebacker. I was really thinking about going Josiah Trotter here, but you have no hook 'em horn players in the first. So I'm going Anthony Hill.
Just for the love of hook 'em horns.
All right. Seahawks. I'm really going cornerback here because, 3-1 got better, but you have to pay him. You know what I'm saying? You could probably just get someone that's equally as good or better right now. There's two good corners I like here, and I don't think he's gone in the first, in our past mock draft. So let's take Siase dude, whatever his name is, out of South Carolina.
Brandon Siase.
Yep.
Damn.
Definitely a draft, boy.
No. So I was texting you. I would trade up for somebody. There's a lot of good tackles that fell second.
I just don't. I don't like I would literally only be willing to trade up for Nai Delora, and I don't think they're gonna be able to trade that high. I don't think any of the other tackles are worth that. So
who would you prefer, Mayo Pregnon or Caden Proctor?
Pregnon. I don't want fucking Caden Proctor on my team. He's trash.
Oh,
I'm sorry. He's garbage.
What if you guys took Sadiq there? Would you be happy with that?
No, because we've done that for so many years now. We've been like, oh, there's this nice, shiny, pass catcher available. We're going to take him over shoring up our line like we did it last year. And then, we did it
down last year, didn't you?
Yeah, we did.
Stupid.
Pregnon is probably about as elite of an O-lineman as we are going to be able to get in draft. And what? I guess I wouldn't hate taking Proctor just because he is blue chip, but I don't know. I personally don't like him, but I wouldn't hate it.
Well, I mean, if you really need him, you go after a quarterback.
Yeah, they just need him. But yeah, he can play tight end for. Wow, good draft. I know. I had some weird picks. I was lucky not locked in at all because I'm like a loss.
Look, I'm not trying to hate on the guy. I just the games I've watched from Indiana, this dude does not separate Elijah Surratt.
I don't know. I watched a lot more of him last year, and I thought he was really good last year. So I guess I'm just using bad scouting skills. Yeah, I think he is not very fast, but I do think he's got good. Like you said, he's got good hands, and I mean,
see, I didn't like that he got smacked in the face on the drop.
We've seen people succeed without being yeah, like the Bills guy said, oh, I'm so glad that he ran a 4.59 because that means people won't draft him. Obviously, that's not a red flag.
Hey, bro, Keon Coleman scored on what's it called, bro? Riley Moss.
That is true.
Cookies did score.
That's like the ass off.
The ass off.
Yeah.
Bro, what Riley Moss do, bro? Be white.
He is just bad at football.
I think, I think you should have let Kenyon Sadiq fall one more pick.
I think we're probably way too much in these drafts, bro.
I didn't even see who was coming next. That was my fault. You should have bit the bullet and drafted Stowers. Who needs blocking, bro? You need receiving threat.
I don't know where you
What other tight ends are there? It's like him. Hey man,
Villanova pretty good.
You know who one of my sleepers is freaking the tight end from Texas, Kojiel. That guy's really nice. Sleeper.
And speaking of which, if you had to give me like two, 3 dudes, do you think they'll be ballers?
All right. Sleepers of the draft. Let's see.
They don't have to be sleepers, just dudes that you think they're gonna be ballers.
They're gonna be complete ballers. I mean, first and foremost, the same Abdul Carter situation as we had last year, but not the same as him. I don't think he's gonna be as less impactful as Caleb Downs. I mean, watching him his freshman year at Bama, like he was far and above one of the best, the best DBs I've ever seen play. I could when you can notice a safety on just watching a game, that's how you know they're impressive. Because usually you just can't tell when a safety's playing there. To most people who are just watching, but people notice him. And then 2, complete ballers. Like I said, bro, I still have a lot of belief in Peter Woods. Obviously he's fallen really heavily, but I think, the hype that had him projected top 5 in the beginning of the year was based off of, not just his production, but his ability. And I think he still has that ability, and a good coaching staff is going to be able to bring that out of him. And then let's see. Who else would I consider baller?
I'll throw mine right in. I think Makai Lemon is an absolute dog. I think this dude, he plays like he's 6'4". He understands receiver perfectly. I think whoever gets this dude is going to be like, damn, how do we let him fall? Because I think he's going to fall because of his size. I do agree with Caleb Downs. People are going to it's like Kyle Hamilton's situation. People are going to be like, how do we let him fall just because he's a safety? He is an absolute baller. And I'll throw in Sadiq here too. I think he's just a freak. His numbers are absurd for a tight end.
No, but I'd like to see though. I would love Caleb Downs to be used the same way they use Petrie, where they play him at nickel and they let him come down in the box a lot, but also they trust him enough to cover. I think they could trust him more than they could trust Petrie in coverage. But if they just let him play in the box, and he's such an asset in the run game, and he can also defend those tight ends and slot receivers and stuff. So if they let him play near to the line, then I think that's where he's going to shine the most.
I'm not even an OSU fan. But...
You know who else I still have I wouldn't call this there's people I think are going to be better than him, but I think he's going to outperform his draft position is Nick Singleton. I think Nick Singleton is, I don't know why they hated him this year and why Katron Allen got twice as many carries, but I think they got this, don't quote me on this because this could be totally wrong, but I think they got pretty similar yardage despite having way less touches throughout I think he got a lot more touches towards the end of the season, but and obviously his production fell off a cliff. But I think he's gonna be a baller. Just he's gonna have I expect him to get drafted in the 5th or 6th round, and he's gonna compete for an RB2 spot, kind of like an Ollie Gordon. I see Nick Singleton the same way Ollie Gordon was.
And I'll throw my late round guy, Emmett Johnson. But no, this thing's about to end, so we got to wrap it up here. Appreciate you guys for watching. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If you guys want more like in depth, then we'll do some. So just let us know. Yes, sir.